This is Steve Robbins. Welcome to the Get It Done Guys quick and dirty tips to work less and do more. Are you an email slave? Oh, I know I was. I would sit down at my computer, open my inbox, and bam! My next several hours would be spent taking care of all of the incoming messages. I'd try to read and reply to every single one, which means, if you think about it, that I was being a slave to whoever happened to send an email. I was fulfilling their requests about what they thought was important enough to deal with. And my own priorities, invisible. After all, I was the only one who wasn't emailing me and demanding my own attention. And actually, it gets worse. The more someone emails you, the more time you'll spend replying to that particular person, even if they're not the most important person emailing. Your prompt response just reinforces their tendency to email you more. Great. Just what you need. A brand new dependent. Yippee. Someone who's very courteous, very important, and only emails you once with a carefully thought out email might even fall through the cracks because you're so overloaded by the people who aren't that person. You need a way to prioritize the important stuff, even if it's infrequent, and untangle yourself from the people who use you as a dumping ground for their own issues. Don't let the senders drive your agenda. So, don't read and respond to email reflexively. Read through your inbox. Collect the to-do items that arise from the emails on a paper list first. Then, merge the paper list with your existing task list. Then and only then, start going through your task list to accomplish your tasks. Let's say you're an evil super genius and you're making plans to take over the world. We're just saying this. I'm sure it isn't true. I mean, after all, what are the chances that there are two super geniuses discussing email overload on one podcast, right? You create a plan to build a doomsday device and hold the world hostage. Of course, you have another plan to get the maps of the secret tunnels underneath the Library of Congress so you can steal the Gutenberg Bible and use it to oppress free speech. And of course, you have your old standby, raising a zombie army to pursue world domination. Create a to-do list. Start by pulling your tasks away from your email. So get out a pen and paper where you'll write a temporary to-do list as you go through your inbox. Use a real pen and paper because you want to make this a little difficult for yourself. This is one time when you do want to be hard on yourself. Anything that isn't worth the effort to write down by hand, you ignore. This forces you to do at least a little bit of filtering before you start taking action. Read each email and ask yourself the question, what is the to-do item for me in this message? And the to-do item might be something like reply to the message, or send someone some information, or it might be to write something or create something. Write down the to-do item and move on to the next email. Each of your dastardly initiatives has one manager whom you coordinate with. You have a zombie manager, a secret Library of Congress manager, and of course your doomsday device engineer. And all three of them send email. Your zombie manager needs a logo for the zombie army. So you write down hire designer for zombie army logo on your temporary list. Your Library of Congress manager says they need a fake ID to get into the entrance of the Library of Congress. Right now, the only action you'll take is to write down, acquire Library of Congress credentials on your temporary list. And lastly, your doomsday engineer ran out of yellow cake uranium again, and they need more. And the engineer thinks that their top priority, so they've been emailing you every 20 minutes or so, burying your inbox in useless chatter. It would be so tempting just to run out, grab your villainous crew and snag some uranium. But don't. Just write, acquire uranium on your temporary to-do list. Now, you've got your temporary to-do list, so it's time to decide what to do first. Remember, you haven't acted on any of the emails yet. This is good, because you don't even know if any of them deserve any of your time at all. For that, you need to look at them in the context of your entire task list, not just the tasks that came in from your email. Prioritize. Review your paper temporary task list, and then also look at whatever you use for your master task list. Then, add your incoming email tasks to your task list in the appropriate place that reflects their actual priority relative to your overall job. Urgent but non-important incoming email should get ignored in favor of important tasks that are on your existing task list. Now, it'll be tempting to organize by how urgent each of your managers has made their tasks seem to be. Your inundation of doomsday device uranium emails may feel the most important because of their persistence. But as you review your other tasks, your feelings may change. After all, uranium has a long half-life, so the yellow cake can wait. If you need guidance on how to prioritize tasks and understand the difference between urgent and important, see the Get It Done Guy episode, How to Prioritize Your Life, which is episode 229, and there is a link in this episode's transcript. Indeed, The engineer says that the uranium isn't actually needed until next week. Of course not. But it would just, quote, be fun to have it early, unquote. Your library agent, however, says that the ID must be secured within 2 days or the security codes will be changed. So that plan requires urgent action. It's now the most urgent task and the most important. After all, you can't take over the world without a priceless artifact to hold hostage. The uranium is certainly still important, but it's now clear that there's a more urgent and important task to do first. Plus, your doomsday engineer should learn that sometimes the less squeaky wheel gets the uranium. Clearly, the zombie army logo, prioritize last. It is so cool to have a soaring zombie eagle for your undead army's emblem, but it is neither as urgent nor as important as weapons-grade nuclear explosives. Actually, we could debate that one. But for now, you've prioritized the tasks on your list, so now it's time to get them done. Do them! Your tasks are prioritized. You have a pencil and paper list of the things you need to accomplish. It's time to do them. But remember, do them in priority order relative to your existing task list. That way, you'll make sure you're spending your time on the tasks that are most important, not simply humoring needy people like your doomsday engineer. So, with a few sinister phone calls, you arrange for the Library of Congress credentials. Then, you call Valerie Plame and leave a message asking if she can talk to her husband and help you obtain some uranium. And then, of course, you have time for the last task of the day. You hire a designer for the zombie army logo. You will still be able to strike fear and Oreos into the hearts of the masses. So turn the table on email and make it your slave. Scan your inbox and turn it into a written to-do list, but don't take any action. First, merge the list into your overall task list. Prioritize everything in the context of your total job, and then, and only then, get to work. This is Steve Robbins. Follow Get It Done Guy on Twitter and Facebook. I run webinars and other programs to help people be extraordinarily productive and build extraordinary careers. If you want to know more, and you do, visit steverobbins.com. That's SteverRobbins.com. Work less, do more, and have a great life.